Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday night's LWN product workshop class. I'm Erin Lehman, and I'm really excited to introduce my sister-in-love, Andrea Lehman. She's going to be dropping us in on the integumentary system. I'm getting incredible feedback over here. Sorry about that.
We are not hearing any feedback. You're good. So it must be maybe the headphones. But you said integumentary correctly, so yay, good for you.
Anyway, excited to learn from you tonight, Andrea. Excited to learn from you. Always a blessing. Your passion for proactive and preventative body, mind, spirit wellness is next level. And I know everybody who catches this live or on YouTube or on the LWN Lifestyle Group will be blessed. So thanks for facilitating tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you, Erin. Okay, so I am so excited. I get excited every time that we have one of these body system classes because it helps me to realize even to a larger level what Young Living has to offer. And if you don't know yet what Young Living has to offer to you and to the people that you care about for their wellness, you are in for it. So we're going to talk just about the integumentary system tonight, which is hair, skin, and nails. It's really going to be a focus on skin. We'll bring in hair a little bit. Maybe we'll touch on nails a tiny bit, but really we're going to be talking mainly about skincare and how Young Living and how a Young Living lifestyle can help you to just feel your best in your own skin. So just a little bit of background. If I don't know you personally, as I look through majority of the people who are live on the call, tonight, I do at least know of, and so you may have heard my story, but for those of you who don't know, I just want to quickly share just a little bit about who I am and how I came to Young Living. It was about 14 years ago when Erin's mom, Erin is my brother-in-law, when his mom, my mother-in-law, introduced us to Young Living. She was going through menopause and was looking for natural ways to support her hormones during that process, and so she talked to a friend who was into the oils and she got her started. Well, then of course, naturally, she introduced these products to us. And so we got a few oils in our stocking for Christmas. I believe that it was in 2006. And I knew nothing about essential oils. I grew up in a very Western medicine family. My mom was a nurse. All we really knew was Western medicine. And so to me, these oils seemed a little bit hokey. I thought it was just smell good stuff, but she was saying that they could help me in some way. As a school teacher, I was picking up everything that would come through the classroom, and my mother-in-law kept asking me to use the thieves when I first started feeling like I was coming down with something. And so for me, it always starts with a scratchy throat and my body feeling off. And one night I was feeling those symptoms and I was like, dang it, I'm getting sick. And at this point, I'd been teaching for 3 or 4 years. And at this point, I was taking a sick day every month or two because I was so down and out sick. And so I was like, okay, well, what do I have to lose? So I grabbed the thieves oil and I put a few drops on my glands and I went to sleep. When I woke up the next morning, I felt good. And I was like, well, I just wasn't getting sick, right? And so then this happened again. A month or two later, same symptoms start. I use the thieves oil again and I end up feeling good the next day. So this can only go on, so many times where you feel like you're coming down with something and then it doesn't happen before you say, okay, what is this stuff? So I started reading about the oils, researching. She'd given us peppermint and lavender as well as the thieves. And I started trying them for different things and was having awesome results. And I was like, why do people not know about this stuff? So that kind of started our journey. I always joke that the oils were my gateway drug into natural living. They are the thing that opened up my eyes to this whole world of natural wellness and all of the things that we can do to support our body, mind, spirit naturally before having to go the Western medicine route. Now, I am not anti-Western medicine at all. I know that there's a time and a place for that, so don't hear me saying that. But I do believe that 99% of the time, we can do things naturally through lifestyle, through our food choices, through our supplementation, through the use of these oils, this plant medicine that has been given to us. And we can take care of the things that we need to take care of. All right. So we've decided this year that we would, on a monthly basis, go through the body systems and how to support the body systems with lifestyle, nutrition, supplementation, and oils to really help you feeling your best. And so you feel empowered as the CEO of your own health. So we've got to give this disclaimer because I am not a doctor, I am not a nurse, I am nothing in the medical professional. I am just a concerned consumer myself who has fallen in love with natural wellness. So tonight, we are not treating, we're not diagnosing, we're not curing, we're not preventing any diseases. I'm going to do my best to stay compliant. If I slip up, I apologize for that, but we're going to be talking about wellness and supporting systems and just how to help as best as we can without talking about disease names. All right, got it? So let's move along. So just a few things, we got to get a little bit nerdy, really understand this system a little bit. So the skin, hair, and nails are part of you got to say it, the integumentary system, okay? With skin being the largest organ system in the body. So skin protects the deeper tissues, it regulates body temperature, it excretes wastes, it contains millions of sensory receptors for pain, pressure, and temperature. And it's comprised of 3 layers, the epidermis, the dermis, and the subcutaneous layer. So the epidermis is what we see on our skin, right? And it's paper thin. It's that outer layer, and it's really what protects us, right, from the elements. And then the dermis is that layer that's one level beneath the epidermis. This is where, the nerves and the hair follicles and things like that are. And then the subcutaneous layer is really that layer that is protecting our internal organs. It's helping to keep our dermis healthy and things like that. So speaking of skin on our heads, the human head has approximately 100,000 hairs that come out of that dermis layer. So that was something new for me. I didn't know 100,000 hairs, and we lose something like 100 to 200 hairs a day. So we're always regenerating. So we want to make sure that we're doing things that is supporting healthy hair growth. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Hair is mainly composed of keratin and fibrous proteins. It also has water, lipids, and trace minerals. Once the hair has grown out of the follicle, it's dead. So everything that we have on our head that we see, it's dead cells, right? Which is kind of gross to think about, but I guess dead cells can look rather beautiful. And we're going to talk about how to support the hair with essential oils and essential oil products tonight. And then let's look here. So nails are made of keratin and sulfur. And it takes approximately 7 months to fully grow a fingernail. So if you lose a fingernail, how many of you have lost a fingernail or a toenail before? And you know that growing out process. I think I lost my first fingernail when I was like 6 or 7 years old on one of those skee ball machines, like at, I don't know what in your part of the world what they were called, but it was like a Chuck E. Cheese place, or a Pistol Pete's, I think is what it was. And one of the balls came down and hit my hand right on the nail, and I ended up losing that nail. And so 7 months is what it takes for the average nail to grow back. Healthy nails, nails are really an indication of our wellness, okay? They should be pink, there should not be ridges. So if you look at your nails and you see that you have a lot of ridges, that may mean that you have some vitamin deficiencies or some mineral deficiencies. Everybody's looking at their nails right now. All right, so let's move on. Why does it matter? Here's just a few things going on in the US. Acne is the most common skin condition in the US, affecting 50 million Americans annually. And we have over 300 million people in the US. So that's what is 50? That's almost 20%. 15 to 20% of people are affected in some way by acne. I know that was a huge issue for me growing up, and it still impacts me in my 40s. But I remember as a high school student being really concerned about acne and going on a horrific medication called Accutane my senior year of high school, where my face like flaked off and it was so red and irritated from this medication. And it did help some, but then the acne came back. And I just think about, how awesome it would have been if, all those years ago, I knew what I know now about taking care of your skin. All right, a couple other things to know. Over $16 billion was spent on wrinkle treatments in 2018. $16 billion. This is in the US, okay? People are very concerned about aging and aging well. They're concerned about eliminating or reducing wrinkles, okay? And then in terms of some other issues, approximately 7.5 million people in the US have psoriasis, and over 30 million have eczema. And then skin cancer is the most common cancer in the US. It's estimated that more than 9,500 people in the US are diagnosed with skin cancer every day. So once again, we're not going to talk about treating these things. We're going to talk about supporting. We're going to talk about being proactive to potentially help keep these processes at bay so that they don't happen for us. All right. So let's talk about single oils really quickly. Guys, I'm going to go fairly quickly through these. You may want to take some screenshots. Like if you want the list of the oils that are for skin, hair, and nails, you might want to just grab a quick screenshot of them. I am going to talk briefly about each of them. So if you're somebody that likes to have notes to go back and reference, this would be a time to bust out a piece of paper and a pen or pencil to jot some of this down. All right, so the first three I want to talk about really quickly, lavender, cedarwood, and rosemary are great for hair support, okay? Keeping and growing hair. This is that combination my husband puts on his head every night before he goes to bed. My husband's a very regimented individual, and he does not miss a night of putting lavender, cedarwood, and rosemary on his hair to support and stimulate hair growth. All right, clary sage. This is one that is going to support healthy inflammation levels in your skin if you're using it topically. It's a good one for soothing rashes. It's one that helps to regulate oil production. So if you are someone maybe either that has oily skin or that maybe has uneven skin where some parts are oily, some parts are not, this is a good one just to help balance out that oil production in your skin. I'll tell you, it's not a skin related thing, but clary sage is probably my favorite oil for stress. And it relates because the higher levels of stress that we have, the more we see that on our face. We see that in our skin. All right, so that's clary sage. All right, ylang ylang. Okay, ylang ylang is a very thick oil. It's a very nourishing oil, and it was sought after for centuries for its ability to thicken hair. It helps to prevent tangles. It's good for dandruff. It helps in terms of skin. It helps give a youthful glow. It's good for anti-aging. Helps to promote healthy skin cells, okay? I'm avoiding a word there, but if you're promoting healthy cells, you know probably what you're avoiding. So this is one that's good for promoting healthy skin cells. It's also good antioxidant support, ylang ylang. So ylang ylang is a superb oil for skin health and hair health. All right, the next one, Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood. My husband and I actually had the chance to go to the sandalwood farm in Hawaii. It's on the big island of Hawaii where the Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood trees grow. Just an interesting thing about the Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood trees, they're what is considered, I think, like a parasitic tree, and that they need the roots of other trees, other kinds of trees around them, and they get nutrients and things like that from the other trees. So they do well when they're planted among other types of trees, which I thought was kind of interesting. This one is extremely moisturizing. It's also a good one for brightening the skin, and it would also be one that promotes healthy cells. All right, so that's Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood. Geranium. Geranium supports wounds. Okay, so if you have cut yourself or something like that, it's a good one to just, just to support it, to soothe it. And it's good for oily, congested skin specifically. So think about acne-prone skin, oily skin, a lot of times young skin, like teenagers and things like that. Geranium would be a good one. It also is one that can help to soothe eczema and dermatitis. I didn't say it's going to treat it. I said it's going to soothe it. Okay, so it's very gentle on the skin. Frankincense is another one that helps support healthy cells. Okay, and I will tell you a story. If you join us tomorrow night for the Oil Underground, I will tell you a quick story about frankincense supporting healthy skin cells tomorrow night. Frankincense helps with elasticity of skin. It helps give a glowy look to the skin. Had several people who started using the oils, and within a couple of weeks of using frankincense on their skin daily, they were getting compliments on the look of their skin. It's also a good one to help with brown spots and aging. It's one of my very top favorite oils for skin. All right, cypress. Okay, cypress is one that helps to soothe cuts. You can put it just straight on a pimple and it's going to help with that. Cypress contracts blood vessels. So think about like if you cut yourself and you're bleeding some, this is a good one to put in that area just to support. Cypress strengthens hair follicles. So this is another good one. Cypress is another good one to use on the head. All right. It supports circulation. So it's a good one for cellulite. A lot of times cellulite is due to lack of circulation to the area. And so if you can get circulation happening in that area, it's very helpful. Also think about that in terms of veins that are showing on your legs and stuff. Cypress is a good one to put on the veins. All right, cypress is a powerhouse. All right, let's talk really quickly about patchouli. So patchouli is good for irritated skin. So if you are someone who kind of has red irritated skin, patchouli might be one that you want to use. It's a good one for strengthening hair. So if your hair is kind of brittle, seems to break a lot, patchouli would be a good one to use. And you know how you can either put it in shampoo, put some drops in your shampoo. You can take just several drops in your hand and just literally move it through your hair. So there's different things that you can do if you were wanting to support your hair with patchouli. This one also helps with sagging skin. As we age, we start to lose some of that elasticity of our skin. The collagen starts to diminish in our skin. And this is one that can help with sagging skin and can help to regenerate skin cells. Okay, so that we stay looking young. All right, tea tree. Most people, like even if they're not really familiar with essential oils, tea tree is one that they've heard of, right? So this is an astringent oil. It helps support healthy inflammatory levels. It's good for acne. It can help soothe eczema and soothe psoriasis. It's a good one for dry scalp. Actually, Erin's wife, Sarah, was the one who mentioned, I think, to my husband that jojoba oil is good for dandruff and dry scalp. So mixing tea tree oil in with some jojoba oil and putting that all over the scalp, if that's something that you deal with, would be a good idea. And then also lice. Tea tree as well as peppermint are two that can be helpful with lice. All right, the next one is myrrh. And myrrh is an oil that Mary Young, who is the co-founder of Young Living, she uses on her face daily. And she's in her 70s and her skin looks amazing, amazing, amazing. It's a very, very nurturing and nourishing oil. It's very thick. In fact, myrrh is one that like, if you're not careful with the bottle, it'll harden on the lid. It's so, so thick. So I always recommend putting a little bit of V6 after you open it for the first time, put a little V6 oil around the inside of the lid where you're going to put the cap back on the inside of the cap. And that's going to help it not to harden on that lid. But anyway, it's good for chapped and cracked skin. What else? Wounds. It's really soothing to wounds. It helps support white blood cell production. Okay, so that's myrrh oil. Helichrysum. Helichrysum is one of those that I don't use a lot, but I'm super thankful when I need it. So similar to cypress oil with the restriction of blood vessels, this is a good one to just help. Let's say you cut yourself on something and you just want something to support in that area. Helichrysum is a good one to help support. It's also a good one for soothing skin rashes. It's going to help diminish the appearance of scars. It's a good one to soothe the skin if you are dealing with hives. Okay, and it's also a good one for acne. So that's helichrysum. This is one that I would definitely have in my first aid kit, just in case I needed it. Rose oil is the most expensive oil that Young Living has because it takes, help me with this, Erin, is it 4,000 pounds of rose petals to get 1 pound of the oil? Is that the number you remember?
You know, I'm not remembering it, but I know Nan or Cassie.
Nan's got it. Nan, do I have that right? 4,000 pounds. I believe it's a astronomical number of
something wild.
the pounds of petals required to extract the oil. And so it is an expensive oil. If you ever see rose oil being sold cheaply somewhere, obviously not a Young Living version, but like a rose oil being sold cheaply somewhere, I can guarantee you it's not rose oil, or it has like this much rose oil in it and then a filler so that it can be sold cheaply. All right, so rose helps to promote collagen production in the skin. It's an amazing anti-aging oil, and it's also good for acne. And then orange oil, be careful with the citrus oils. If you go out into the sun after putting citrus oils on your skin, it's a photosensitive oil, so they can cause some redness and some burning if you go out into direct sunlight for any amount of time. So just be careful when you're using citrus oils on exposed skin. But orange oil is good for dark spots, can help with fine lines, also helps to support collagen production, and is another good one for hair growth. Okay, so we've got several, 4 or 5 right now that we've talked about for hair. All right, really quickly, Melissa is good for acne, supports wounds, and is super gentle. It's one that can be applied without having to dilute at all. It's very gentle. A lot of these that we've talked about are very gentle and can be applied undiluted, but always check, especially if you're new to oils, always check to see how your skin reacts. We always recommend diluting with a carrier oil prior to using an essential oil until you know how your skin reacts. So carrier oils would be anything like coconut or olive oil or jojoba oil, any good fatty oil. All right, and the last one, cistus. I actually got to help harvest some cistus in Spain. Cistus is good for supporting wounds and supporting fine lines and wrinkles, helping to diminish fine lines and wrinkles. All right, so those are the single oils. Guys, there are so many more. I had a list about twice this size of essential oils for skin. And I was like, we do not have enough time to go over all of these. So I kind of took it down to my favorites and making sure to pay attention to both aging skin as well as young acne prone skin. So know that there's a lot more, but this is a really good starting place of some really super powerful essential oils for skin.
Andrea, quick question.
Yeah.
Or a quick comment. We got in from Nan, requires about 242,000 rose petals to distill approximately 5 ml of rose oil.
242,000 petals?
Rose petals.
To get 5 ml.
Yeah. To
That's
distill 5 ml.
unbelievable.
And question number 1, I'd love to have you ask, do you have one?
I do.
Or do you want me to? Yeah, beautiful.
I do. Okay, so what is your biggest skin complaint? Okay, if you don't have any skin complaints, you're allowed to say that as well, because you're doing something right if you have no skin complaints. But what is one thing that you're looking for a solution for? Go ahead and put that in the chat. We are going to be giving away 4 $20 product credits tonight. So we'll be randomly selecting, Erin will be randomly selecting some winners of those $20 based off of you answering each of these questions. Awesome. Thanks for the reminder, Erin. I needed that. All right. We're going to just breeze through these blends. Melrose is a blend that is really good for cleansing the skin. So once again, I've loved this one having kids. If they fall down and scrape their knee, this is one that I'm putting on that knee because it's very gentle. It doesn't burn. And if you look at the single oils that are in Melrose, you'll know why I would want to put that on them. All right. Purification. Oh, and I would say Melrose also would be a great one for acne as well. Purification, great for insect bites, soothing insect bites, and also really repelling insects. Also a good one for blemishes or acne. And I just had to throw this in because it is skin, stinky feet. 12-year-old boy, purification on a little cotton ball in his shoes. Fantastic. All right, longevity. So I want to know in the chat, how many of you have these 2 products this month? Let me know in the chat if you have these 2 products, longevity oil and the CBD Beauty Boost, okay? If you don't, and you don't know what I'm talking about, you're gonna wanna check out in the lifestyle group, LWN lifestyle group, all about the Younger Games challenge that we have going on in the month of June. Now it's too late to officially participate in it for the prize, but you can obviously join us just for the fun of it. Order these 2 products this month, and you can participate along with us. So let me tell you, longevity oil, it might be Young Living's best kept secret in terms of its power. I've talked to a long time Young Living user. I mean, we've been using oils for 14 years, right, Erin? But there is a woman who started almost at the beginning of Young Living's inception, and she would say that this is her number 1 product, longevity. And so there's a lot of reasons for why, just that the oils in it are total powerhouses. Think of the word longevity and what it means, right? So the oils that are in longevity are thyme, which we don't talk enough about thyme oil. Thyme oil is a powerhouse oil. So thyme, orange oil, and frankincense. So if you just took like 10 minutes to do some research on those 3 oils and what they do, you'll understand the power of this. But one of the things about it is that it's super high in antioxidant power. So antioxidants are the things that render free radicals in our body, which are damaging molecules in our body. They render them harmless. All right. So we want to do what we can to reduce the free radical damage in our body, because that's going to help us to age well, right? And not have as much damage. So longevity is one that's going to support that. It's going to also help support normal inflammatory responses or normal inflammatory levels in the body. So think about this for your skin. Antioxidants, normal inflammation levels, right? Think about your skin with that, all right? So we're going to talk about this in just a few minutes. That's the other component of this challenge. But with the longevity, what you're going to do this month is you're going to grab capsules from Young Living, okay? Just the clear vegetable capsules. If you don't already have them, I'm just going to show you, because some of you may have never made your own may have not ever made your own capsules with the oils. So you just take that off, and then literally you're just going to take your oil and you're going to drop it in. I'm doing 5 or 6 drops. We didn't give like a certain number of drops, but I'm doing 5 or 6. So you're literally just going to go like this. You're going to drop the drops in there, and then I fill it up with a little bit of olive oil, just because thyme oil can be a little on the stomach, especially if you're not eating it with food or not taking it with food, can be a little bit unsettling. So if you dilute it with the olive oil, then you're good to go. All right. So 1 capsule of longevity every day, and we'll talk about the CBD part when we get to that slide. All right. So Juva Cleanse. Okay. The reason Juva Cleanse is on here, if you don't know this, all of the Juva products that Young Living sells are liver supporting products. So if you see Juva, it means liver, okay, in terms of the product line. So one of the things to know is that everything, like, I shouldn't say everything, but a lot of what appears on our skin is coming from inside, okay? It's generally not a dermatitis thing. So if we have acne, if we have rosacea or eczema or psoriasis or any number of other things, generally speaking, it's because of our digestion, all right? And potentially like food allergy type stuff and things like that. So we want to do what we can to take care of our digestion. And one of the things that Juva Cleanse does is it helps to detox the liver. When we have a toxic liver, things show up on our skin. So by using an oil that's helping support the liver to do what it needs to do, it's taking pressure off of our skin as a detox organ. If that makes sense. So that's why Juva Cleanse is on there. Peace and Calming is just a really soothing, calming one for the skin just in general. Valor I love for like bumps and bruises. If I hit myself, it's one that I'm going to put on to soothe that area. It's also really gentle as like an aftershave for men. What else do I use it for? Yeah, that's probably it. Obviously, you guys know that these oils, they do other things too, right? So like Valor is great for anxiety, for occasional anxious feelings. Maybe you having to get up and speak in front of an audience and you're feeling just like, nervous about that. Valor's a good one to help soothe. So all of these things can do different things. And that's what I love about the oils, is that they're so multifaceted. Each one can do a number of things. Owie is a blend that was put together in the Kid Scent line. And so all of the oils in it are very, very gentle oils, and very calming oils. So they can be easily used as part of a skincare routine on the face, even though it's supposed to be for owies. They're all ones that are going to help support the skin on the face as well. And then Gentle Babies, that's one that also is very, very gentle because it can be used on babies. It's soothing for sensitive skin. It's one that a lot of parents use diluted with like olive oil or coconut oil on their baby's bottom if they have like a little bit of a rash, to help soothe that. It's one that can be used for cradle cap, stretch marks, anything like that. So also very, very gentle. All right. So guys, supplements. Lifestyle. Okay, so starting with lifestyle. What are your habits? We're going to get to that in a minute. What are your habits? What are you eating? But the next step is to supplement, because we live in the real world, right? Like, even if we care about our health, our diets aren't necessarily perfect all of the time. And because of the soil in our ground, like, we're not getting the nutrients that like our ancestors were getting 100 or 200 or 300 years ago. Depleted soil is producing subpar foods. So we want to do what we can with foods, but it's almost impossible to get everything that we need just in the foods alone, sadly. So that's where supplementation comes in to help fill in those gaps. All right. So I'm going to briefly talk about each of these and why they would be supportive of this system. Remember, guys, that these support tons of different systems. I started geeking out on multigreens because I hadn't really even thought about multigreens in terms of being a supplement for skin. Okay. It's not listed as a supplement for skin, but when you see the ingredients that are in it, it's totally a skin supplement, which is cool. All right, so sulfurzyme has sulfur in it. That's basically all that it is. It's ningxia wolfberry and sulfur is naturally occurring in your body. It is not the sulfite drugs that some people are allergic to. You have sulfur in your body, so you don't have to be concerned that you have an allergy to sulfur. So sulfurzyme is specifically fantastic for growing healthy hair, healthy nails, skin. Yeah, wonderful for all three of those, and does a host of other things for the body. Mineral essence, I put this on here because almost every disease has a mineral deficiency. Almost every like health issue has a mineral deficiency attached to it. So it's just a good like underlying thing to do just to help promote health, and that's going to include healthy skin. Master Formula, this is your multivitamin. One of the things that sets Young Living supplements apart from other supplements is that most of the Young Living supplements have essential oils added to them. Essential oils are fat soluble, they are carrier molecules, they're able to cross the barrier of our cell membrane and carry things into the cell. And so the bioavailability of the supplements that you take is much higher when there's an essential oil added to it. Does that make sense? So like, you're going to get more bang for your buck using Young Living supplements because your cells are actually getting more of what they need. Okay. So Master Formula is going to have, tons of vitamins, but when we're thinking about skin, there's a few that are super important for skin. Vitamin A is super important for skin. Vitamin C is super important. Vitamin E, vitamin D. Okay, all of those are super important. Vitamin B. And so the multivitamin is going to have all of those in it. Essentialzyme 4, the reason I added this in there was that, like I said before, most of our skin issues start with the gut. Okay, start with digestive health. So Essentialzyme 4 is an enzyme that is going to help you to break down your food so that, one, you can use the nutrients, and two, that things keep moving through and don't get stuck in the digestive tract causing issues, toxicity issues. All right, Ningxia Red. Ningxia Red is a fantastic, I always say that like if there were one supplement that like if it were to go out of stock or not be available by Young Living ever again, like that would cause like major depression in me, it would be Ningxia Red. This has been the one supplement that I have taken daily for almost 14 years now at this point, and I would never be without it. I love, love, love it. All right, so Ningxia Red has vitamin C. So vitamin C boosts collagen production, helps support collagen production in the skin. And we already talked about antioxidants. Ningxia Red is an incredible antioxidant. So it's going to give support in that area. And then Super B, okay, so this is a B complex, okay, and this is a very high quality B supplement, guys. We could get into a whole thing about B vitamins and being very choosy about the B vitamins you take, but I'll just tell you that this is a very quality source where your body's going to be able to process the Bs, okay? So one of the Bs that is in it is pantothenic acid, and that is good for acne. It's also good for supporting hair. And then biotin is also in it, which is good for hair. This also has the minerals of zinc, magnesium, and selenium in it, all of which are important for hair. So Super B has a ton of different things in it to support both hair and skin. All right, BLM and Agiles. Some of you who have been around Young Living for a while, and you know that BLM and Agiles are like for like joints and for cartilage and things like that. You're probably like, why are those on there? Those don't really seem to be skin supplements. But I'll tell you that BLM has type 2 collagen in it. Collagen is good for our skin. It's not the perfect type of collagen to support skin. There's another type that's specifically for skin. This is more for like cartilage, like in your knees and things like that, but it can be helpful. And then it also has the sulfur in it, that's in the sulfurzyme. And it has clove oil, which is the highest antioxidant oil there is. I mean, it is off the charts in its antioxidant power, okay? So that's in BLM. And then in Agiles, it has frankincense resin, okay, which is going to help support healthy inflammatory levels in the body. It has curcumin, which is like turmeric, all right, also supports healthy inflammatory levels in the body. Copaiba helps support healthy inflammation in the body. And hyaluronic acid is also in this supplement, which is totally a skin supplement. Hyaluronic acid helps hydrate the skin, and it helps with fine lines and wrinkles. So all of those things are in Agiles. It's an incredible skin supplement. All right, but it's also going to do other things in your body, help support your joints, okay, so that you feel good as you're moving and things like that. All right, the reason I put Thyromin in here, guys, is that a lot of times thyroid stuff is really, sadly, at epidemic proportions in the US. Like, I feel like every other woman specifically I talk to has something going on with her thyroid. So Thyromin nourishes the thyroid. One of the things related to thyroid dysfunction is hair falling out, like brittle hair and losing hair. And so Thyromin is one that you may look into more if you think that you may have some thyroid stuff going on. Life 9, this goes right along with the Essential Zyme 4. Life 9 is a probiotic, so it's going to help nourish the gut with a healthy probiotic to keep everything functioning well in your digestive system. So that is going to show in your face. Super C chewables, we already talked about Super C being super important for skin, one of the best vitamins for skin support. So, and I prefer the Super C chewables, the formula of that C vitamin over the other kind. I just think it's better than the other one. So that's why I specifically have the chewables there. Detoxzyme, once again, is going to be that gut health piece. All right. So helping to support the gut, helping to remove the toxins from the system so that they're not showing up in your skin. All right. And then multigreens. Guys, multigreens is such a powerful supplement. It's one of the first supplements that Gary Young created back in the day. I think back then it was called Vitagreens. But this has chlorophyll in it, which helps with blemishes and helps with removing toxins. It has barley grass in it, which helps with sagging skin. Has alfalfa in it, which is a huge antioxidant and helps with premature aging. It has spirulina in it, which is helpful for dark circles under the eyes. And I stopped there. I stopped there when I was looking at the ingredients. I guarantee there's more stuff in there for skin support, including the oils that are in it. Melissa's in it, which is one of the oils we talked about. All right, OmegaGize. So this is one of the best supplements for skin is omegas. Okay, so omega-3 fatty acids. So that's why OmegaGize is there. It also has CoQ10 in it. OmegaGize has CoQ10 and vitamin D, both of which are helpful for skin. So I have a friend who has like a whole skincare routine that she promotes with this other modality that she does on the face. And she uses Young Living. And so the products that she promotes for healthy skin is Ningxia Red, OmegaGize, Life 9, and Master Formula. Those are her 4. Okay. Progestins Plus I put in there because a lot of times when we have imbalances in our hormones, females, it can cause acne. And so Progestins Plus might be something to check out, especially for younger girls who are starting their cycles and are getting acne and things, just helping them to raise their progesterone levels in relation to their estrogen may be helpful with acne. And then I just threw mineral, sunscreen, and Valor. I could have gone through our whole personal care line, guys, and talked about the shampoos and the lotions, all of that stuff. We just don't have time. So I put mineral sunscreen on there and Valor deodorant. One of the things I know is we do not want to clog the pores under our arms with, aluminum-based deodorants for a number of reasons, but specifically for being able to detox. So Valor deodorant is one of the deodorants we have that's fantastic that I would suggest trying.
Andrea, you're rocking it. I want to announce winner number 1, which is
Awesome.
Lisa P. Lisa P. I'm going to put the giveaway winner Google Doc in the comments or in the chat box. So if you'll just fill that out for us, that would be amazing. And those of you who win the next 3, do the same. All right, Andrea,
Fantastic.
question number
So
2. And then, yep.
Let's ask another question. Which of the oils we talked about or supplements that we talked about are you excited about adding to your regimen for your skin? Go ahead and throw that into the chat, and I'm going to continue on because dang it, it's already 5:43. All right. So going to breeze through skincare. There's several different skincare systems that Young Living has. I did not even include the Orange Blossom one on here. I'm just talking about Bloom Brightening. To me, Bloom Brightening is for acne prone skin or for if you're wanting to brighten your skin. All right. It has helped me with acne. I've seen a difference in my skin using this. It comes with a cleanser, the brightening essence, and the lotion. Okay. Lots of great ingredients in there. Clean ingredients. And then the Art Skincare System, this would be for aging skin. So dry skin, skin that you want to be really delicate with. It's very gentle. It's very nourishing to the skin. So those are 2 systems that you could check out from Young Living. And then 3 other skincare products I just wanted to highlight really quickly. The Satin Mint Facial Scrub. This is an exfoliator. It's a gentle exfoliator, but we want to exfoliate our skin once or twice a week. That's just going to help our skin to look more radiant. It's also going to help all of the other things you use on your skin, like your moisturizer or the beauty boost or the renewal serum. It's going to help all of those things to soak into your skin better if you have exfoliated. So that's Satin Mint Facial Scrub, the CBD Beauty Boost. Okay, so here's the other part to our younger games. It is the CBD Beauty Boost. Looks like this. Guys, it is so rich and nourishing on the skin. I absolutely love it. I just started it yesterday because I'm doing this younger games. So things to know about CBD. It's anti-aging for the skin, antioxidant. There's that word again. It can help with acne and it can help reduce redness in the skin. Okay. So that is the CBD Beauty Boost and it smells lovely. It has rose in it. So it's just that light rose smell. Love, love, love it. And then probably my very favorite skincare product that Young Living sells. I lost my notes on it, but I spent probably 2 hours researching the ingredients in this Art Renewal Serum one night. I was just so fascinated by it. It also has that hyaluronic acid in it that I was saying helps with moisture in the skin. But this I love pairing, and I was going to take time to show you guys how to do it. You're going to have to look it up yourself. But this is that gua sha. I always forget how you say it. It's an Asian tool. So if you just Google Asian skin
Gua sha.
tool, gua sha, GUASHA, is that right?
Yeah, perfect.
Look at you, Erin. Gua sha. All right.
Sarah.
So this combination together. Young Living gave these out a while ago. And so just look up how to do it. But I watched Sarah do this with the Art Renewal Serum on one of our classes, previous classes. And so I've been doing that, and you literally just take it along the face. You put a little bit of that on and then take it along the face. But this is something that also helps to promote collagen in the skin. So, all right, moving on. All right, I am not going to go over these recipes, guys, for sake of time. So I'm just gonna put it up there so that you can take a screenshot if you are a DIY person. I am not a DIY person. Give it to me and I'll use it. I don't love making the things, all right? So if you are, take a screenshot of this, some different things you can do for skin support and strengthening nails, etc. Right. Okay. And then here's just a few more modalities and tips, things that you can do to help your skin specifically look its best. Dry sauna is huge for helping to detox the pores, supporting overall skin health. The gua sha was a thing that I just showed you. So using that daily. Yoga, prayer, meditation, things like anything that's going to help lower your stress levels, like also being in the outdoors and exercising. Anything that's helping with stress levels is going to show on your skin. Making sure you get adequate sleep and also limiting the amount of coffee and alcohol that you're consuming. All of those things are going to go a long way to help your skin to be its best. All right, so I covered several of these things. Citrus oils you can react to, so just be careful with those if you're going to go out in the sun. You know, diluting the oils, things like that. So we went through most of this, so I'm not gonna spend time on this. All right, and then this, I just would love for you guys to take a screenshot of it. Okay, if you're somebody who's working on your skin health, take a screenshot of that, because these are all items that you can add into your daily routine with food. And they're going to support in a number of ways. So like all of the things we talked about with like vitamin A and C and E and D and zinc. What else did we talk about? Antioxidants. All of those things are found in different levels in these foods here. So these are going to support your hair, skin, and nails. All right. So just a few testimonials really quickly. After using a balm for 18 years, my body started fighting and rejecting it, turning red and breaking out. My forehead became constantly dry and itchy from everything, so I started using lavender oil to try and help. Lavender soothed my skin and cleared up my issue. I threw the balm away and solely used lavender to support my dry and itchy skin now. And then this one, I'm shy of 50. Brittle hair and depression were issues most of my life. Weight loss was not typically a struggle, as I could slim down pretty quickly, even after 2 births with reasonable diet and exercise. Although by birth number 3 and some hormonal changes, weight became an issue. I wondered if I had a thyroid problem. Tests always came out fine, in the good range. Understanding that the thyroid does not have a one-size-fits-all reading range, I turned to Young Living. My understanding was that taking Thyromin as directed and the essential oil and Endoflex would have no effect on me if my thyroid was functioning optimally. So I began taking Thyromin nightly and applying a few drops of Endoflex daily on my throat, figuring I had nothing to lose. Well, my body began to respond to dietary changes and exercise once again. In about a month, I was down 2 sizes. For many years previous to Endoflex and Thyromin, I was used to getting gobs of hair in my brush and comb after a wash. After less than 2 months with these 2 Young Living products, this was no longer an issue. And then the third testimonial, I massaged 1 to 2 drops of lavender on my head every night for 3 weeks. My wife noticed the fuzz on the top of my hair, and that is what got me hooked. My second month, I bought rosemary and cedarwood and added them to my nightly routine. Over 3/4 of my head is now growing hair. Pretty cool. And I've seen some pictures of people, men who have done this, and incredible changes in their hair growth from using those 3. All right. So Erin, do you want to announce the next winner and I'll ask the next question?
Perfect. Yeah. Winner number 2 is Carrie Ann. Congratulations. Again, I'll put the link in the comments, and maybe you can ask 3 and 4 here in the next 7 or so minutes. Cool.
Awesome. So question number 3, is what is one testimonial you have? Okay, maybe you don't have a skin testimonial or a hair testimonial. If you do, share, okay? But what is one way that you are seeing results using the oils? Go ahead and throw that into the chat really quickly. Okay, so we want to talk about the power of words and really how our physical bodies and emotions are related. So here's just, if you're dealing with skin stuff or nail stuff or hair, we just did gray hair here for an example, there can be emotional roots to some of them. And so this gives you just what a cause might be that is contributing, and then what a new thought pattern, something that you can speak aloud for yourself. So I'll give you a second if you want to screenshot that. All right. And then we always like to throw in a couple Bible verses that relate. There wasn't really any good ones for skin, but I loved this. Gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained in a righteous life. And why even hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, you are of more value than many sparrows. All right, so let's just look at what this could look like in your orders. My guess is that most of you are ordering through Essential Rewards. So you're getting points back to use on free product because you're ordering through Essential Rewards, but also Young Living does PV promo levels every month. So at the 100 PV promo, which is generally equal to the dollar amount spent before tax and shipping. So, and it'll tell you, like when you go to order, it'll tell you what your PV amount is. When you are at 100, you're going to get free shipping. So here's an example of what you could do, what you could order to get that free shipping. So sulfurazine powder, which has that sulfur in it, and the longevity, which we heard about, is awesome for antioxidant power, and is part of our challenge this month. Valor Deodorant, and then the Art Refreshing Toner, which is part of that Art Skincare system, but it can be purchased by itself. Or at the 190 PV level, that's where you start to get free oils from Young Living, whatever they're giving away for that month. And so this would include free shipping plus the free oil or product of the month. And so with this, here's an example. You could get the CBD Beauty Boost, the Life 9, Frankincense Vitality, and a 15 ml copaiba. And that's going to get you just above that 190 PV promo level. So if you're not part of the Essential Rewards program, we've been saying subscribe to save because eventually we're going to be on a new platform and it will be called subscribe to save. So we're wanting to get you used to that language so you know what we're talking about. But this is the Essential Rewards program. So by being a loyal customer to Young Living, really living the Young Living lifestyle, which means you are paying attention to supplementing and using essential oils to support emotions and body. You're ordering monthly, okay? You're using personal care products that don't have the toxins in them. You are, doing all of the things to support a healthy body and mind. When you do this, for the first 3 months, you're gonna get 10% back that goes into an account to use on free product, okay? After 3 months, it goes up to 20%. And then after 2 years, it goes up to 25%. You can move your date around each month. Like if you're going to be gone and you need to move that processing date up or back, you can do that. You can hop off of it. Like if you decide you don't want to do Essential Rewards anymore, you can. So there's no, like you're not locked into anything, but this is definitely the best way to order and you get the most perks ordering through this way. And then you get, a monthly wellness box that you have curated together each month, which is pretty cool. And if you're just joining us tonight for the first time, I am sorry. This was a lot of information to throw at you if you are brand new. I'm not really sorry. I'm glad that you got to participate with us and learn a little bit about the oils and supplements tonight. But if that is...
Let me ask, do you mind if I do the third one?
Yeah.
All right, third winner, Nan Gillespie. Congrats, sister.
Woohoo! Congratulations,
fill that out
Nan.
for us. Thanks.
All right, and last question. What is one, I said, what is, one area that you're wanting help with, but what is one thing you're doing well? You're like, hey, I'm doing that. I'm doing that for my skin. I'm doing that to support my integumentary system. And it could be oils, it could be supplements, it could be food, it could be a lifestyle habit. What is one thing that you are doing well? All right. So here's how you get started. Okay, you can become a member by going to youngliving.com, click on becoming a member. You're going to choose your starter kit. I would say most people start with the essential oils and a diffuser. It's going to include all of these oils pictured here and that beautiful diffuser. It's $165. It gives you a few other samples and things like that. And that gets you started on your journey to where you can then, from that point on, order at 24% off every time you go to order. So here are a few ways, guys, that you can connect with us on Facebook. If you like our Living Well Now page, you'll be able to see future events that we have. If you are part of our community, you can be part of our Facebook page, which is LWN Lifestyle. So you might want to check that out as well. Tomorrow, and that's in the, if you want to find the event, it's in the lifestyle, LWN Lifestyle group under events. The Oily Underground is tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Arizona time. It's going to be a great, great class where a lot of members are coming together and just sharing their testimonials, how the oils and supplements are helping to have a big impact on their lives. All right, so that is that. I want to let you guys know that starting in how many minutes here, Erin? What are we at? 3 minutes. We are starting our intro to business class. It's going to be about 20 minutes long. We whip through that. Basically, if you're loving your products, you're loving Young Living, and you would share this with people anyway because you know that these products have a huge impact and have had a huge impact on your life, stick around and learn a little bit about how money is made. Okay. What I love about this is it's just about sharing, helping connect other people to the products. You don't have to carry stock in it, anything like that. You're just the connector person and you're helping people to live better lives. So why not have a business around that? So we'll take just a 2-minute break here. I'll be right back in 2 minutes and we will get started. Oh, we need to announce our last person.
And winner number 4 is Sherry Blanchard. Congrats to you.
Congratulations, Sherry.
Fill out that form. Thanks everybody for coming. Andrea, thanks so much for hosting tonight. Those of you who caught this on YouTube, be sure to reach out to the person who invited you to listen in and have them answer any questions you have. Anyway, blessings to y'all.